Hey guys, welcome back to the Musicians Talk Music Podcast. We're your hosts, Hayden and Aron.
And Liam Fitzgerald, and today we're talking about a new world record by Electric Light Orchestra. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. Like we said in the intro, today we're talking about a new world record by Electric Light Orchestra. This is the sixth studio album by the 70s English rock band, more formally known as ELO, I guess. Not formally, but, cult,
I
I
would say
guess.
kind of informally, yeah.
Informally. Um, and it has this album was so critically well received. It even made it in the top 5 in multiple countries, including the US.
Rightfully
um
so, it's great.
Surprisingly not the UK, but whatever. But anyways, this is such a great album. And yeah, what do you have anything to say about before we get into the tracks?
I don't have that much to say about it overall. I really, really like it. I haven't listened to a whole lot of ELO. I only got exposed to them a little while ago because of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Sure.
But I started listening to their stuff. I got Out of the Blue on vinyl. I loved it. And then I picked up this one on vinyl. And I hadn't had time to listen to it until we were prepping for this episode, which is crazy because I loved so many of the songs. And, it's a super duper unique sound, great album. My one problem is, though, is we're introducing a new rating system today. And instead of rating all the songs, we're going to rank them. And I am having a very hard time ranking these songs because my ninth pick is still a great song. It's just really
That's the problem.
frustrating.
And like also it's the same for me too though, because for me, I love ELO and I've always loved ELO. And when it came out on the song that y'all may know if you don't know of ELO is Mr. Blue Sky. Um that's on the next album after this, but nevertheless, I love every song on this album. If I could, I would give every song around a 9 to a 10 rating. So this
Me
time we're
too.
introducing a different rating system. And the way that this works is essentially just like a ranking of the songs. First place, there's 9 songs on this album, so it'll be one. First place gets number 1, last place gets ninth. So that's the rating system we're introducing in this episode.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no. So what do you say? Want to get into it?
Yeah, let's start with Tightrope.
Let's start with
Um,
Tightrope.
I really like Tightrope. I think it's an awesome start to the album. It comes in just like loud and proud. The intro's cool, kind of
Mhm.
chaotic, but like I really, really love the string synth bass melody. I love like the choir of basses. And then like the strings where it's going and like and then it kind of
Yeah,
comes in with the guitar. Like that part, I think is probably one of my favorite parts.
it's a
Guitar tone
great.
is great, awesome mix. The lyrics are really cool. You know, overall,
I
it's
mean,
a
yeah,
great song. Awesome
yeah. The
groove.
song, the song kicks off. I mean, the album. It's the kickoff of the album. It's just such a dark, mysterious, like, cool introduction. And I mean that little bass melody, don't don't, which is gonna be so delayed if I just sang that. People are gonna love it. But yeah, I mean, oh my gosh, I love this introduction. And you're right, the strings. It's kind of like a chromatic.
Super dissonant, but I think it
Um,
adds to it. It's really, really jarring, but it really kind of it keeps you on your toes.
yeah, exactly. Um, I, I mean, I don't know. First time, I just kind of felt like I was going to like this like portal almost. But I love the minor to major feel. I think it goes from C minor to C major,
I
which
don't
is kind
know.
of cool.
I was
So
gonna
it
say,
just
the
kind of
talking
goes
about
right to the relative.
the whole portal thing though. It's interesting that you say that because of how much of like an outer space theme that this album has. So
Yeah,
like actually, that's what Jeff Lynne,
and
is that his
yeah,
name?
Jeff
Right?
Lynne,
Yes.
the
I was
main.
gonna say I couldn't remember if his name was Jeff. That's probably what Jeff Lynne was going for.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing about ELO is that they eventually kind of go into a more space-oriented sound. It's just very kind of space rock oriented. And this is the first album that has that iconic, spaceship logo of the ELO.
You guys have all seen
And
it. Giant orange circle with green and blue.
Yeah,
It's on all their
basically, and
albums. Like,
it says ELO. Yeah, all
I
the
wonder
albums
what that
after this at
stands
least.
for. Probably
Yeah, right.
stands for something like eggs, lettuce, and oranges. It's a grocery list.
You're right. That's exact.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just you're right about the guitar work. It's so cool. And there's the chorus to me it so I know a lot about this song because I've jammed on it a lot. And so it goes from this chord progression from for all those theory, I guess, gurus out there who know chords, goes from major one, I should say, to major three, to major four, to minor four. And the way that he does this is just so powerful. I don't know what it is, but it just feels epic. It just feels
Yeah.
awesome.
And for all you non-music theory gurus out there, normally what a normal song will do is it'll start on this chord called the one chord. That's basically your home bass. And then it'll move to the four chord, which is just kind of like stepping over. It's kind of a step, right? And then it steps over to the five chord, which is just like, it's like if a song stopped halfway through, it'd feel incomplete. That's because 9 out of 10 times around the five chord. Five chord wants to bring back to the one. So the fact that it's jumping between, the three chord and the minor four chord, it's super duper, it's not a traditional chord progression,
There's
especially
no
with the mixing
true
of major and minor.
there's no true dominant feel for all those theory gurus. Sorry, we can't be getting on this, but but yeah,
I think we
the
could
one
talk a
chord
little bit
is
of theory as long as we talk a little bit of non-theory.
that's totally fine. But I don't know. I mean that's just why I really like this. But and it also has a very chromatic climb and descent feel because of that major three to major four. But nevertheless, I mean this song is just phenomenal and it's a great way to start it off. Um and then after the chorus, it does another verse and another chorus, and then it goes back. Well, then it goes to the bridge, which does the little. I'm gonna call it a motif, but I feel like I'm not gonna know what I mean. But when the bridge goes back to that bum 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 bum
I
bum,
would say it's definitely a motif.
yeah, I don't know. My terminology is terrible, so.
It
But
happens.
yeah, you're right. It's just, I just love that little motif in C minor. It's so great, and then it goes back. Um, and I don't know if you caught it, but in Tightrope on the final verse, the string section is doing triplets only on the last verse, and it's just and it's just
Yeah,
is
I
so.
love that part. It makes it feel like a cool like 12/8 feel.
Mhm. Which it could be in 12/8. I might just be
Yeah, I
totally
mean it
goofing, but
probably is.
yeah. But it's
All
just
right.
I don't know. It just the way that it just grows and it just makes me feel so good. And then of course the conclusion at the end with the motif at the end. It's kind
Yeah.
of like it's very very classical.
No, it's dope. Great way to start the song. What would you rank it?
What would I rank it? 5 out of 9.
5 out of
That
9, really. Mine's higher.
yeah,
Mine's 3 out of 9.
that's 3 out of 9. Yeah.
3 out of 9.
See, yeah, 5 out of 9. So I mean, I love this song with, like I said in the beginning, I would give every one of these songs a 9 or a 10,
I
but
lied. I lied. It's not 3 out of 9. It's 4 out of 9.
4 out of 9. You sly dog.
But only because, like, okay, here's the thing. It's like that and another song, which I'm not going to spoil it yet, are tied at the top.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
like it might as well be number 3.
yeah, that's fair. But I mean, that's the thing about this album is it's just all so great, especially because this is such a great introduction to everything. I don't know. I mean, I love it so much. I love this song. I love every song on this album. But let's
Great
talk
album.
about let's talk about I'm you know what, I'm not even gonna say it, but let's talk about Telephone Line.
Everyone probably knows Telephone Line. Telephone Line was one of their big hits from this album. That and Living Thing. Telephone Line, I remember my friend Ben, I was driving with him a while ago, and he put it on, and like I'd recognized it, but I didn't really know what it was. So I asked him what it was, and he told me it was Telephone Line. And he was saying that this song sounds like you've died and you're going to heaven. And I think that's a
That's a
really,
good way
really
to
great
describe
way
it.
of describing it. Yeah. It's really, really cool. I like the vocal filter in the beginning. Makes it sound like he's on the phone, obviously.
Yeah,
But the
like
part
the
that I
dial
really
tone
like
and
about
just
it, yeah, the part that I really like about it though is how very naturally it disappears and how you don't even really notice it unless you're looking for it.
exactly, yeah, when it goes right into like the actual first verse where the band comes in with the strings and the drums and you know,
Yeah,
and
strings, the harmonies, also with the drums, like you were just saying. I think on this song specifically, the drums sound so good, so clean. They're super present in the mix.
absolutely. I mean, let's talk about hooks. Let's talk about this album and hooks. This song has one of the best hooks on the whole album. You know what I
I'm
mean?
not I'm
Like,
not in agreement.
yeah. So you like I don't know, like this song just like do what do what do that. And then the harmonies built on top of that, and there's different voices
And
that you
like the
hear.
counter melody and the strings during that part too, during the chorus.
Hmm.
It's like there's a lot of layers to this song that make it really,
Yeah, there
really
are.
great.
Also, I also think that this album is probably one of the best albums for them string arrangement wise. Just they don't get in the way. They're kind of perfectly there. Um, Not that they kind of got in the way in the earlier albums because they kind of were the focus, but at the same time, I really like that this is definitely a more pop oriented sound for them.
Yeah.
And I mean, the telephone hit that note, 10 out of 10, Liam.
Look at you go.
But I don't know. I mean, what is there to say? It's beautiful. It's gorgeous, and the
It's
little
a great song.
arpeggiated strings.
If you want to get into ELO, that song specifically is a great place to start.
It is. If you didn't get into it through Mr. Blue Sky, Telephone Line is the next choice, at least for me.
Yeah, and that's why Telephone Line is tied with Tightrope
At
in my
number
rankings.
at number
Technically,
three.
Telephone Line is number 3 because I like it a little bit better than Tightrope.
See,
Tightrope, not Tightrope.
I hate to give it away, but people always like whenever you see like a ranked list, people always scroll through to see what number one is.
Is this your number
Tel-
1?
Telephone Line is my number one on this album. It is
I
just such
mean,
a
it makes
great.
sense. It's a great song.
Mm-hmm.
The
And
first
like
two
if
songs
if
on
we
this
were
album, it's a
doing
great start.
it is, and like if we were doing like a rating, this would get a 10.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, it
yeah.
would.
I mean, it's just it's also about the production and whatnot and everything that Jeff Lynne was doing. He was inspired by Phil Spector and the Wall of Sound. And he's great. He's so good. But yeah. So I mean that's all we can say if you want about Telephone Line. I love the song. There's a lot of different things that I could talk about, but I mean,
Yeah. But let's talk about Rock Aria. What did you
sure,
think?
let's talk about Rock Aria. I mean, the thing about Rock Aria is that on every ELO song there is or every ELO album, generally speaking, there's a blues oriented song on it. This is that song. But this one is different. This
Why is it
one,
different, Liam? Tell me why it's
why
different.
why is it different? Well, because of the name, Rock Aria. It has a
With an
very
exclamation point.
with an exclamation point, and that's why it's
Ah,
different. No,
we
it's
done it. We
different.
cracked the case. Episode
We cracked
over.
the case.
See you
Thank you
guys
guys for
next week.
listening. Rock Aria features a female vocalist on it. And if I can find her name,
Yeah, she
Mary
sounds really, really
Thomas.
great on it.
Mary Thomas, that's her name. She's phenomenal. And I don't know, I think it adds a completely other layer to this song. And a lot of people don't really love the blues, especially these days, but I mean it's just great blues based rock and roll. And it's what Jeff Lynne is based on. And I just think that he kills any type of blues based rock and roll that he does. And this is no exception. I mean, it talks about different composers, and the way I kind of see it is like some girl who's trying to become like an opera singer, but is like in love with all these composers and whatnot. That's the way I see it, at least. But yeah, and the bridges are cool. Where it's like, she's sweet on Wagner. I think she died for Beethoven.
I like how he says
I don't know.
Beethoven and not
Yeah,
Beethoven. It's funny. It's
Beethoven.
funny little things like that.
Funny little things.
Honestly,
It's the Brits.
the thing I like most about this song is not anything about it musically. It's just kind of thematically that it's cool
Yeah.
because it's talking about how someone is a great opera singer, but like she can't really compare to rock and roll.
Yeah.
And honestly, I kind of relate to that a little bit, you know. Here at Crane, it's really hard to think that there's music that exists other than classical music,
Yeah,
because
right.
so much of our program is just classical oriented.
Yeah.
And I was listening to the song and I'm like, man, this song is like hitting all the right notes for me. Like it's very hard to feel like there's music that exists other than classical, especially when we're thrown into this environment. And that's also one of the reasons why I wanted to start this podcast, because that'll give me an excuse to listen to more non-classical music.
Absolutely. Yeah, I feel the exact same way. I mean, I personally, I came from a place that was completely rock and roll oriented. So it's
Me
kind of the
too.
opposite. But I came here and it's like a classical world, and you have to kind of get oriented with these composers, and you just gotta kind of be hip with it. But um you know that I think that's the struggle. But I mean, this song is I when you describe it like that, yeah, I could definitely say I connect with this song on many levels. Also, can we just say it's killer, it's awesome,
Oh
and
yeah, this song hits.
incredibly high energy. um
It's
I
great.
don't yeah there's one thing I always felt about this song, and I know I'm kind of giving myself a rep for this. I don't like how it ends. But
Oh, Liam.
oh, Liam always not liking the ending, but it's okay. He could have found I mean, Jeff Lynne's Jeff Lynne. He could have found a better ending for this, but it is what it is. So, I don't know. I totally forgot her name again. Mary Thomas does a phenomenal job singing, and the band is
I love the
great.
part in the beginning where she comes in and then messes up, but they choose to keep the take.
Yep. I just think I don't know if that was even like on purpose or what, but I love
No,
it
that was by
anyways.
accident. She came in
Really.
and then she like started way too early and she was like, oops. But they're like, that's funny. Let's keep it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I don't know. Didn't know that they meant to keep that or not. I thought so. That's awesome. Or like that was on purpose, but very cool
Yeah.
anyways. As great as Rock Aria is, it's on the bottom half of my rating list,
Yeah, me too.
and it's
Which
pretty
sucks
low.
because so many songs on this album are so good
I
and they
know,
don't deserve to be at the bottom.
but it's only at the bottom of this album and not of everything else. So you gotta think about it like that.
Yes. What did you rank
So
it?
8 out of 9.
I ranked it 7 out of 9.
See, pretty close. Not bad. Not bad at all. Um, But yeah, okay. Now the more space-oriented song "Mission" and
Mission is really cool.
Mission with the subtitle "A New World Record," the title track.
Mission
So
Mission is interesting because
please,
like it's a lot of push and pull, I feel, with like musically. It's a lot of push and pull. It's strange. I like the writing. I like that it's about aliens who are checking out Earth.
mhm,
It's like, I don't know. It's weird. It's really, really eclectic. It's I'm not a huge fan of the song. I liked it. I liked it a lot, but it was strange. I have
okay,
really, really mixed feelings about it, and my ranking is a little bit weird given my mixed
okay,
feelings, but I do stand by what I ranked it.
okay. Well, let me start with this. You are totally right in thinking that, or at least in my opinion, because when I first listened to this song a couple years ago, I was weirded out. I didn't like it at all. I thought this is the weirdest song on the album, and I don't even know why it's here because it has a lot of weird sections. It
Like I
starts
said,
off with
very
this very
eclectic.
yeah. It's just it has like the bum bum bum, very kind of pulsating piano with the very soft voice, and when it goes mission of the
Doom,
sacred
doom,
heart, and then it
doom.
becomes kind of big and orchestral a little bit with the strings during the chorus, and then the clavier comes in with the bass and whatnot, and it just is very kind of funky and groovy, and it doesn't really make sense what happened.
It's
And
cool though,
it's
but
very
it's
cool. But at the
weird.
time, yeah, that's the thing. But like at the time, I was like, this is weird. I don't even like this. But now I would consider this one of my favorite songs on that ELO's ever written. But it's got a little bit lower rating, of course. But also the final chorus when the band comes in and the strings are doing the and the watching all the days roll by. I don't know, to me it kind of feels like the listeners being like lifted into this spaceship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then on the vocoder, which I'm pretty sure is actually the first time ELO uses the vocoder, it'll be, for those who know ELO, it becomes a very prominent instrument in their lineup. But when they say "Who are you and who am I" on the last one, it almost sounds like an alien, like a foreigner of some sort. And it's just a very cool song. Now that I listened to it so many times after, it's just such a cool concept. But I mean, I
Yeah,
love this song.
it's odd. It's
Elaborate.
odd. No, it's just like we were saying, it's really, really eclectic. The writing is good,
Mm-hmm.
but like it grew on me. And I ranked it a 6,
I ranked it a 7.
and I'm only ranking it above Rock Aria because at first I didn't love it. And the more I listened to it, the more I liked it.
Yeah,
I kind of still like Rock Aria better, but at the same time, I think the growing on me factor really kind of pushed it up.
and it's the concept as well. Rock Aria doesn't have that. Doesn't really have that much to it, as opposed to Mission. Mission has so much going for it.
Yeah,
But
weird song, but good song. I have
it's the
very mixed
last.
emotions about the song.
It's the last, in my opinion. It's one of the last progressive opportunities that they took because they were very progressive rock, and they turned very, very pop very, very fast. And I think this is one of the
Bass,
last.
funky alien rock.
Yeah, and that's what this was like their last attempt. But and then they turned into very pop, but it doesn't matter because it was still really great.
Yeah,
So side two of the album.
it's
For
funny.
those
It's a
who aren't,
short album.
it
It's
is
a
a short
really short
album.
album.
For those of you who aren't hip to I keep using that term. I hate that I'm saying that now. For those of you who know record terms, side two is just one side of the album, but whatever.
Wouldn't it be two side of the album?
It would be side two. But now
Yeah,
we're on side two, but there's two
yeah.
sides.
No, you said it. You said that side two is one side. Side two is two side.
Ah, you got a point. So kicking off the second side of the album is So Fine.
So Fine is so catchy.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
Ah, this
Indeed.
song.
It's a
This
good song.
song. It's. I love this song. I think this song is great. I don't like the middle of this song. I think it's
I know you
really
don't like
weird.
the middle of it.
And
I love the middle of
I was
it.
talking to one of my friends, and he was like, "Yeah, but like that's what makes it cool, is that the middle is cool and jarring. But honestly, that's when it loses me. If
Really?
that middle part wasn't in there, this would be awesome. It's so catchy. It's been stuck in my head all day. But it's not that I don't like the song. It's still a great song.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I'm just not into that middle part.
That's okay. I mean, it's different too. See, for me, this is one of the best bass grooves on the whole album. The boom ba doom 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 digga digga doom doo doom. It's just, oh my god, it's infection. I also really love great bass parts, and I mean it's so great. The thing about So Fine is that I never really liked the song. On like the first couple times I listened to it when I was younger, I could not tell you what the song sounded like. This one also had to grow on me because it's a great song, but you know, the weird section is kind of weird, but at the same time, you know, it's really kind of neat with the little keyboard and they're kind of like it's kind of like a lot of hand percussion.
Yeah.
And
It's
it's
cool. The song is
it's
cool.
To me, it's very cool, and the with the keyboard. It's so I don't know. It's so great to me personally, but I know you don't really love that section.
Yeah, it's like I like the beginning, I like the end, but the middle just kind of loses me.
Yeah. See, for me, I always thought the back half was the stronger half of the album. Um, and I've always kind of thought that this was more or less just a hype song for the back of the album. It's like, yo, let's get ready because the next songs are killer. And to me, as highly as I just praised this, it is the lowest on the list for me.
Yo, me
Is it
too.
really? We agreed on something.
Yeah.
This is a moment to be kept in history.
Look at that. We finally agree on something that isn't
We agreed
just
on
holy shit, we love this song.
yeah.
We agree
Yeah,
on a
no, it's
controversial opinion.
yes. That's the problem is like this song, I believe this song was the leading single. Um and I don't know. I don't know. The song's not bad. It just doesn't catch me like the other songs, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like there's this song is good, but there's better songs on it
Yes.
on
Oh
this
wait, I got it
album.
wrong. This was never ever a single. I'm just awful silly.
God damn it, Liam.
Can I say?
Let's talk
Um
about Living Thing.
all right, let's talk about Living Thing. Living
I
Thing is in my
really
top
like
3.
Living Thing. Living Thing is not in my top three, but I
Is it
still
not?
really, really like it.
All right, so before we talk about Living Thing, we have to mention how So Fine, this is such a great transition from So Fine. It goes boom, boom, and then right there, it goes right into Living Thing with this awesome violin solo.
Oh, yeah. I was just going to talk about that transition. It's super cool. And then after the violin solo, it just kind of comes right in. And it's
Yeah.
awesome. The song is awesome.
Speaking of hooks, as we were mentioning earlier, this song is a song that is no exception. Talking about hooks, this is such a great hook, especially the chords used and whatnot. It's only a couple chords, but it's just catchy. Oh my gosh! And then like
This
when it
song
goes
is
into the chorus
infectious.
and the harmonies and whatnot, and like going into the chorus and whatnot, higher and higher, baby,
Do,
and then
do, 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 do.
yeah, and it's just so infectious. I mean, how else do you describe this song? And the hook, it's a living thing. It's just I'm like,
Case in point,
great
it's great.
what a great hook. And it's just, I mean, that gets in your head. And I don't know. I mean, after listening to this a couple times getting ready for the podcast, I mean, it just made me fall in love with this album again and just be like, man, this album is so good, you know?
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
and I don't know. I don't know. I always thought that this album is just perfect. But Living Thing is also just a perfect song in that respect. There's a couple songs on this album, Telephone Line included, that are just like, oh, there's no duh. Of course, they're great songs. They're so catchy, and I don't know. The string arrangements again are also like absolutely perfect on this album.
I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I agree with literally everything you just said. Other than that, though, I think the song builds super duper well. I think it's got a
Mhm.
great atmosphere to it, and especially when the strings come back at the end. It's awesome. The
Mhm.
song is really, really great. And
Um,
I'm so conflicted because the song is also it's not at the lower end of my list. It's in the middle for me.
really?
Pretty much directly in the middle. Yeah, because I like things that just goes to show how much I love the higher end of my list.
That's
Because
fair enough.
I love Living Thing. I love this song, but it's coming in at number 5.
Really?
Yeah.
I had the hardest time figuring out where to put Living Thing because I love it so much. I love it so much, and I feel like I can never get enough of this song. It's one of the few songs on this album that you could just play over and over and over again, and you don't get sick of it, like hardly ever. Um, but I mean, I, I don't know. I mean, it's cheesy as all get out. Don't get me wrong, but I love it. I love that they embrace the cheese.
Oh yeah.
It's so good.
Duchies.
The cheese. So you know what? This song, I had such a hard time. Three, third place.
I thought you were gonna count down from three. I thought you were gonna give
Oh,
us like a little
yo, three, two,
yeah.
one. This is what we got. No,
Yeah.
I
Because you're like
I love.
three. And I was waiting for the two ones, the way you said
Oh,
it.
gotcha. Yeah, no, I just no, number three. I
Number
don't know what else to say
three.
about the song. It Burger King foot lettuce.
You know what I'm putting down.
Yeah. So
Would you like to start us off on Above the Clouds? Because I know how much you love Above the Clouds.
I could never get enough of this song. First time I heard it, I thought it was beautiful. I just it's like 2 minutes and it's just oh, it's so good. And it's so much a transition song, and I feel like so many people would call this song filler. But I don't know, it's just beautiful the way that the chords move. And I'm not usually the type of guy that's like, oh, the chords are beautiful or the voices, they move so well. Not to make fun of people who do that, but it's just not me. It's not what I'm all about. This song makes me think like that because the voices work so well and it's just beautifully well orchestrated. And I don't know. Every time I listen to this song, like there was a point in my life where this was the only song I listened to for like a straight week. And I mean,
Oh, Liam.
Hayden, you know how much you know how much I listen to music. So I
You
played this
definitely
song
do listen to music at least once a day,
at least
maybe
once.
even once a week. You definitely
Yeah.
have listened to music before.
Well, don't get me started. I don't listen to music, but
Oh,
um,
ever. I've never even heard a sound.
no, no.
I'm deaf.
What's tone? Can you make a pitch? What's that?
No. uh,
Anyways, this song
we're too
is
much.
so
We're too much.
we really are. This song is just so perfect. I don't know what else to say about it. It mixes classical and rock so well. Give it your
Mm,
best shot. Go ahead, talk about it.
it's fine.
Wow.
It's
No.
fine. No,
Oh.
okay, okay. It's a good song. I like this song. But
Okay.
compared to the rest of the album, it's fine. The instrumentation was cool. I think I heard a theremin. Correct me if I'm
Sure.
wrong.
Some kind of
Theremins are
synthesizer.
cool. The vocal melody was cool. Kind of reminded me of like some jazzy stuff, which I liked because I like jazzy stuff.
You remind me of the Beatles a lot, but Jeff Lynne is obviously, well, I'm not going to say obviously for those who don't listen to Jeff Lynne, but he's super influenced by the Beatles, and this is very Beatles esque.
Yeah, and I guess maybe I just don't have an appreciation for it because of the little amount of Beatles I've listened to.
That's fair.
So that being said, this one's number 8 for me.
Oh, that hurts.
I'm sorry.
That
I'm
hurts.
sorry. I'm sorry. I
Well,
just saw like the life just leave your face when I
I
said that.
know. Oh, that hurt. That's okay because this one is on the complete, quite actually opposite spectrum as you. This song is my number two pick.
Ooh, the number 2.
The number two. I love this song so much. I wouldn't. Oh, this song has such a good place in my heart. I don't know why. I just love it. But anyways, we don't have to talk about this one much longer.
Yeah, I was just saying, I don't really
Do
have
you
much to
want
say
to
about the
talk
song.
about Do Ya?
Do I? I love Do Ya. Do Ya? Who? Who? It's so good.
Let's talk
The
about
energy
hooks.
is so good. Yeah, the hooks, the guitar is ripping. The harmonies are good. The energy is good. You know, I love the chorus. The ending is great. Ugh, I love this song. Do
Oh
ya?
my
I've been
gosh.
singing Do Ya all day.
Let's talk about going into the chorus. Oh, well, first off, let's just mention like how this song is like basically like three chords, right? Whatever. It's like three chords.
It's
Anyways,
simple, but it works.
that's the thing. It's like it's like such a great song. It's just and people talk about three chord songs and like they're boring, but like whatever, the song's freaking awesome, you know.
Do
But
you
anyways,
want
the
my
part my
love?
favorite part is when the song starts building up to the chorus and it's like I never seen nothing like you. Bow,
Ding,
down,
ding, ding,
It's just
ding.
Oh my god,
Oh
that
yeah,
part
that's my
just gets
favorite
me
part.
hyped. That part gets me hyped every time. It's like, yo, we're going into the chorus, and like, do you want my love? And I'm like, oh man. And I don't know. One of the times when I was listening to this, I got to play it on my speakers in here, and it was just such a great feeling.
Yeah, the song is great. I love this
I,
song.
also, in
You
the
want
second verse, there's a little bit of a counter melody, which is cool. But
you want to know something fun about this song, Liam?
what's something fun about Do Ya? Do you want to tell me
Do
what something
ya?
fun is?
Oh yeah, it's my number one.
It's your number one.
My number one. I love Do Ya.
This is one of the songs I wish I could give a 10.
So good.
This is my
So good.
This is my number 4
Number
spot.
4.
Number 4.
I mean, like, I know Telephone Line was up there. Well, the Clouds is up there. Did we talk about your number 3?
Number 3 was Living Thing.
Okay.
So this was the one I was having a hard time playing. So I was like, okay, well, I gotta give Above the Clouds number 2 because I just love it. But like Living Thing and Do Ya, to me, they're so equal as good as songs. And I
Yeah.
was like, where do I put it? So if I could, I would tie it for third. But you can't because we're not that cool. But
Yeah.
here we are, two music majors talking about music in a podcast.
Oh yeah, so original.
I love it.
I don't know. I think this album is strongest at its very beginning and its very end.
I think you're right about that.
You know, not that the middle isn't strong. The middle is still great, but it's going from like super duper fantastic to super fantastic, back to super duper fantastic.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I mean, that's the thing. Is like every song for me on this album is a 9 to a 10. There is no
This album's a
bad.
classic.
It is. It truly is a classic album, and it has classic hits on it, like Do Ya. And we've already given our ratings about Do Ya, and I think that the string work is phenomenal. I think that it's just it's so great. And I don't know. I mean, Do Ya is a great song. It's so wonderful. But do you want to talk about the next song? Because I know how much you love Shangri-La.
Shangri-La is such a
Not to be
good.
confused with the Call of Duty Black Ops 1 map that people hate. Sorry for all those epic gamers out there.
Of course, because I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep. But people who, I don't know. Sorry, that was just a really dumb thing.
Yeah, you say a lot of dumb things.
I don't like you.
Shangri-La. Shangri-La, I think, is such a good closer. I think that, like, just sonically, it really reminds me of Telephone Line. And I think that's
Yes.
a really, really good way of kind of tying the album together. Just kind of like the vibe, just
Yeah.
like the lyrics, the
Also,
atmosphere. It's very Telephone Line.
also think about it like this. You can think about it, it's like it could almost be a carbon copy of the beginning. Because think about how much of a bop Tightrope is.
Yeah.
Think about how much of a bop Do Ya is, and then think about how much of a mellow bop Telephone Line is, and think about how much of a mellow bop Shangri-La is.
It's quite
I don't want to call it a carbon copy because that's not the right term, but
a callback.
callback.
That's quite the astute observation there.
Thank you. I do try my best. This song
We're
for the
using
longest time
SAT
was
words
actually
tonight.
perfect. This song was my least favorite for the longest time.
What?
I don't know why I could not get into it when I was
No,
younger.
this song is so good.
It's phenomenal.
It's so good.
I don't know why I didn't like it. I
I
think
don't
it was
know
just
either.
because I mean, you know what it is? I think because like the back half was so like rocky, and this was just like very like.
Like I could listen to this song kind of like laying on the beach, chilling out, end of the day.
You're right. Yeah, no. Let's just talk about the haunting. It's just very haunting, It's all like the beginning is very and I don't know. I don't even know. I'm like choking up on my words because I love the song so much.
No, I agree with what you're saying about it being haunting though, because with the lyrics he's saying that like, his ideal place in time, it's completely come and gone.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be, happiness, prime, whatever, it's it's not here anymore. But he's still going along for the ride. He's still living with it.
Exactly. I also want to mention a little because in one way or another he always quotes the Beatles musically or quite literally he quotes them on this song. The line is, "My Shangri-La has gone away, fading like the Beatles on Hey Jude," classic. And then he even screams, "Judy, baby," like in one of the last choruses. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Shangri-La is such a great song, but for me, it's not so much the beginning, it's the ending.
Yeah,
This has
how
one of the
everything just kind
best.
of comes back. The dynamics, the opera comes back. It's
Mhm.
great.
It's like, in a lot of ways, it's a good way to bookends the album. Almost. It's almost bookending, but not quite, but just enough where it's just like, oh my gosh, what a great, overwhelming feeling this is. And
Yeah, it's
how
like,
it,
oh, I
it
wish I could give the
goes.
song a 10. Wish I could
I
give it a
know.
10.
It feels like the song's about to end. And then you have these little like and then the strings come in and then the choir comes in and then the operatic singer comes in and then the drums come in and everything comes in. You know what it reminds me a lot of? It's like Fine Line when we were talking about Fine Line. You know how the
Yeah,
Fine
we're
Line
just, well,
everything.
I mean, they're both good closers. They both build, they both tie everything kind of thematically together. Like it,
Mhm.
sign of a good closer.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just such a great way to close out the album. I love this. I
Yeah.
love this song so much. And I wish I could give it a 10 and I wish I could move it higher on the list. Sadly, this song gets a 6 out of 9 for me.
Nice.
Nice.
This song is a 2. 2 out of 9. This song is
Not
right
nearly
up
as
there.
nice, but
Because here's the thing. I was figuring whether to give Shangri-La or Duya the number one spot.
yeah.
And I've realized I gave it to Duya because although Shangri-La is so atmospheric and it's so great, I just like I just like the style of Duya a lot more. That's more in line with the music I listen to. So I guess
Yeah.
I'm a little biased there. And you could call it stupid reasoning because it is kind of stupid reasoning.
I'm going to call it
But
stupid reasoning, but that's okay.
yeah, yeah, very we're two for two on the astute observations.
Aha.
But nah, I like it. If I was able to tie two songs for first, these would be tied for first, Duya and Shangri-La. Which is why I said
Yeah.
earlier that like it's fantastic in the beginning and fantastic at the end.
Yep, this is another song that I would give a 10 if I could.
Yeah.
I really wish I could give this song a 10, but
It's like
no,
I was talking to a few friends earlier today, and I was saying that if I could take any four albums on the song and make it an EP, it would be Tightrope, Telephone Line, Duya, and Shangri-La.
yeah,
Four
I mean,
best
yeah,
songs on the album, hands down.
if you were to make a yeah, if you were to make a little EP, that would be a great killer little EP. Um, the thing about this song particularly is the atmosphere as well. And it's just such a great, I don't know. It's so magical. It's so spacious. It's so vibey and like
Ooh, a vibey.
um but yeah, no. Sadly the song gets a 6 out of 9 for me. That's okay. So, real quick, let's run through everything. Your number 9 spot is
Going bottom to top, we had
yeah.
So Fine, Above the Clouds, Rock Aria, exclamation point, Mission, Living Thing, Tightrope. Then top three, we got Telephone Line, Shangri-La, and Duya.
See, it makes me think that you wrote those out, and you were just reading right from a list.
Ah,
I did not
three
do
for
that. I,
three.
hey, so we got So Fine at number 9. We got Rock Aria exclamation point at number 8. Number 7 is Mission. Number 6 is we literally just talked about a Shangri-La. Number 5, I don't remember what I gave number 5 to. It was probably something like Tightrope. It was Tightrope, and then it was Do Ya, and then it was Living Thing, and then it was Above the Clouds, and then the best song on the album, Telephone Line.
Understandable. It's a nice list. I think we both got very, very nice looking lists.
I think we do too, and I'm so glad we did this album because it made me fall
Yeah,
in love with this album again.
this is great. I'm gonna start listening to more ELO. I think that
I
if anyone wants to start listening to ELO, this is a good place to start. Out of the Blue is also a good place to start, but this is shorter than Out of the Blue. This is only around what, like 35,
35
40 minutes?
minutes ish. Out of the Blue.
36 according to Spotify.
Oh,
And
wow.
that's so short.
Too long now. 35 to 36.
Damn. Never mind. Don't listen to this. It's too long.
Simply don't have that kind of time.
If you want to get into ELO, this is such a great place to start.
This is a great place to start. Or, I mean, if you really want to go the greatest hits route, I mean, there's what, 3 or 4 songs already from this album on the greatest hits. I mean, it's practically a greatest hits record.
It might as well be. It's there's certain records that exist where every single song is great. You know, Pearl Jam had it with 10. I can't think of any other examples off the top of my head because I'm on the spot.
Rush.
This is one of them.
This is one of them. It's just I don't know. If you guys haven't listened to ELO and if you guys are totally oblivious and haven't watched Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and don't know Mr. Blue Sky, please listen to the Electric Light Orchestra. They are so phenomenal. They have 3-4 consecutive albums that are just perfect. And you know, this is one of them. This is right smack dab in the middle. So I cannot suggest this album enough to anyone. So yes,
listen to it. You will not.
Real quick. Going back to the old rating system, how would you rate it out of 10?
Out of 10? Honestly, I'd probably rate it like a 9.5 because there's some songs that I think are perfect, and then there's some parts that don't really do it for me as much.
I'm gonna agree with you about a 9.5 out of 10.
Great. It's great.
9.5 out of 10. It's like actually like the perfect rating too. Like that's awesome. So, I mean, yeah, this sound just so great. I love the sound so much. I feel like I kept on getting choked on my words from this because I just love it and I can't. I feel like I get choked on my
how
words.
great it is.
I am. I love it. So, oh well, I'm a big fan of these guys and I always will be. So
it happens.
Yeah.
Well, that's the album. Have you guys listened to it? Have you guys not listened to it? If you listened to it, what did you think? If you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to leave a comment. If you're listening to this, feel free to DM us on Instagram your thoughts at Musicians Talk Music Podcast.
Please,
we're available
give us your
on
feedback.
Spotify. We're available on Anchor. We're hoping to get our podcast up on Apple Music soon.
Still working.
Very frustrating.
Very, very frustrating. But that's okay because we're getting there. We are on YouTube. Please give us your feedback. We really, really would appreciate the feedback, you guys.
We live for it.
Please destroy us if you want.
We're musicians. We feed off of people giving us opinions on our work.
Yep, music major. All right.
But hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Thank you guys for listening. Peace out.